Hello squaddies, I hope everyone has their safety belts on today because I'm going to be messy. I've got on my biggest hooped earrings, my brass knucks, and I am ready to fight everyone. I am almost certain that the Royal Rodents and Rats watch the Sussex Squad, so for the last time, if you are listening, dear Royal Rodents, stop coming for us and our faves, and we'll stop exposing your asses. Every time they attempt to come for Harry and Meghan, they expose themselves because we're not playing with your mofos anymore. We're not, and we are in this for the long haul. Until Diana is fully avenged, until everyone who targeted the Sussexes are handed karma, I will be here and so will everyone else. For what they have done, they will never know peace. We will wake up and choose violence out here on these internet streets. The same way the people behind the smear campaign against Meghan chose violence instead of letting our girl have peace. So, as some of you may or may not know by now, the Royal Rodent known as Richard Eden tweeted this yesterday. I genuinely worry that Prince Harry and Meghan's criticism of the unnamed racist royals has increased the danger of attacks on the royal family. Security needs to be stepped up as a result. Bearing in mind, the Oprah interview was back in March, so why is this suddenly an issue now? And where was this worry when Harry was being targeted by neo-Nazis because he was with a black biracial woman, when Archie was being called a monkey, when Meghan was being called every name under the sun and chased through the streets of New York? Where was the concern for security then? Because also, who is more vulnerable here? The Sussexes who need private security, or the royals who have millions in taxpayer money to pay for their security? And it's interesting that Richard Eden and his type aren't at all worried about the actual racism at play here. Oh no, they're just worried about the royal family's security when the royal family have millions at their disposal to keep themselves safe. And from what I've seen, there have been no threats whatsoever of any significance towards the other royals after what was said in the Oprah interview. Even the so-called Windsor intruder was not targeting the Queen for that reason. The thing is, the costs for security for the royal family were already spiralling. Harry and Meghan became the scapegoats for this because, yes, their security costs were going to be higher because they're the most popular and get the most attention, so of course they are going to need more security. And it's not just because of their popularity, but also because of the hate campaign that was waged against Meghan. I've said this before and I will always maintain that the one and only cost, mind you, I believe, that should be covered for the royals is security. And it's not even just for their own safety, but it's a matter of national security. You can't have any type of terrorists or vigilantes using high-ranking officials as collateral, or taking them as hostage, or taking them out to send some kind of message. But they didn't think about any of that when Meghan and Harry were exposed and in Canada. To me, it just looked like they couldn't care less whether they were taken out or something happened to them. And they still don't care now when they're having to pay for their own security. But I should feel some kind of way about the other royals? Please, the average woman has to walk home with keys in between her fingers late at night. We don't get protection officers, so don't come out here talking about security that I have to pay for to protect the royals expecting me to feel some kind of way. I don't. Before Richard Eden decided to tap his fingers uncontrollably on his keyboard and put that tweet out, the Sussex Squad were out here minding our own business, eating our plantain chips, you know, just enjoying our jollof. We were not bothering anyone. And even though it was completely unrelated, Prince William and his love of rose gardens started trending. So there's an independent Scottish journalist called Alex Tiffin who replied to Eden's tweet with this: deputy editor of race-baiting newspaper trying to divert attention from the huge loss in court. Also, I'd rather the media just named Prince William as the person in question instead of beep-footing about it like they did his affair with the Rose Lassie. He went on to say, PS, injunctions from the High Court in London are worthless in Scotland, my residence, and no amount of legal pressure is going to erase the fact that Prince William had an affair with Rose Hanbury. Enjoy your evening. Multiple UK news outlets have had evidence of the affair and his other comments. Some even spoke of them on the site before legal tweets saw them delete. A royal shouldn't be afforded extra protection from scrutiny than any other public figure. Journalists report, not handle. And I agree. It is fully in the British taxpayers' interest to know if the future is a community peen, especially if the Daily Mail decided to engage in an entire 3-year court case to try and prove that somehow Meghan's private letter to her father was in the public's interest. There are some really, really shady things regarding William and other women in his circle that I don't think I can even say here. Even with his ex Jessa. I might do a Sussex Squad After Dark convo where we can talk about these things, because I can't go into it here without fear of the censors coming after me. I'm even scared to do this video. But back to Eden. He just couldn't resist extending his 15 minutes of fame, and a couple of hours ago responded with this, referring to himself in third person. Hashtag Meghan and Harry fans spark fury as they try to cancel critic. I will speak my mind. Oh, keep speaking your mind, sir, because every single time you people speak your minds, you just dig yourself a deeper grave. You see, this is how you know that Kensington Palace has no control over their own press dogs, because a lot of these royal rodents, they are loving the money and fame that they are getting from all of this drama. But they should be careful, because journalists who make themselves the story expose themselves to the same scrutiny that they want to apply to celebrities and well-known figures. And if I was an overseas journalist who wanted to make a name for myself, I might just go after and start reporting about British journalists, because they have now thrown themselves into the ring. And if they want to fight, well, let's all put on the gloves. It's long been suspected that a huge part of the smear campaign against Meghan and why it went into overdrive was to hide from Prince William's love of running through the rose bushes and the lily bushes and the carnations, because the rumours are that he likes several different types of flower, and some of those flowers have bloomed new mini flowers, allegedly, supposedly. And Richard Eden was one of those people who tried to deflect and make it look like the alleged affair was just some minor aristo feud, tweeting this back in 2019. Mystery of Duchess of Cambridge's alleged rural rivalry with Marquise of Cholmondeley. Yes, you pronounce it Cholmondeley, I know how to pronounce that. Former model wife Rose Hanbury. As a result of all of this, hashtag Prince William affair started trending. It was #1 in South Africa, so you see how global this discussion is, even if the British tabloids don't want to talk about it. You can put an injunction on the press here in Britain, but you can't put an injunction on the people and on social media. But it would appear that Twitter tried to shut down the original Prince William affair hashtag, so only Prince William is now trending. But as of making this video, it is the #1 trending topic in the UK. And the entire discussion is about the future's love of rose bushes. There's also a lady called Tessa Murray, who is one of the few British personalities I've heard allude a little bit more openly to the future's love of rose bushes, and she retweeted her little segment on an online chat about the royals. Link in bio if you want to watch it. I don't think she's officially a reporter. She has a lot of executive titles to her name, but journalist is not one of them. But it just goes to show that people are desperate to talk about this. And I don't know what the tipping point will be because of the injunction, but the clock is ticking and the establishment can do everything it wants to do to keep a lid on this, but it's all getting out. So the more they try to keep it quiet, the louder people talk about it. And for the last time, stop playing with the squad, stop coming after our faves, and we'll stop dragging you. That is all for today's video, my lovelies. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And also don't forget that on New Year's Day, we are having a Sussex Squad trivia quiz. Link in bio if you want to join in with that. See you later. Ciao.